At 10 a.m., as spiritual leader, Samantha Jones shares the message, Hope and Faith. As we enter this season of Advent, we will hold a focus on the power of life. On the first Sunday, we use the lens of hope and faith to examine the power of life. The coming of the Christ child in our consciousness and the anticipation of this awakening draws upon hope and faith in our lives, communities, and our experiences. There is still time to join us in person or check back for the live stream on Facebook and YouTube. See you at 10 a.m.
Hey, Brian, I'm gonna plug in. You wanna mute it? Okay.
Good morning, Unity of Wichita. I'm so glad you're all here. I am Patty Yoon. I will be your platform leader today. We have Huron Bro on music, Brian on sound, Jessica, who's getting around better with her broken foot, on video, and Samantha Jones, our spiritual leader, will be sharing today's message as well as affirmations and meditations. Our greatest desire is that you are inspired by the music, the message, the meditation. You are a blessing to us. Every month, we celebrate one of the 12 powers that our co-founder, Charles Fillmore, identified and discerned to be within each one of us. The power of this month is elimination. The color is brown. Even though it's the first Sunday of Advent, we're still in the brown color. And with the power of elimination, that is the power to release, to remove, to let go, to deny, and to denounce. So with that power of elimination, let's say our mission statement together. Inspiring spiritual transformation as a vibrant, diverse, and inclusive community. And with that same power of elimination, let's say our statement of being together. There is only one presence and one power in my life and in the universe, God the good, omnipotent. Now is the time to silence our cell phones as we welcome our first-time guests. If you're here in the sanctuary for the first time, reach now to the back of the seat in front of you. There's a gift for you. Just fill out the form that's on the front of that packet and place it in the offering plate when it comes around. Your presence is our gift to us. If you're at home, just go ahead and put in the chat box that you're new and go to our website to find out about ongoing and upcoming events. And we would love to see you in person soon. Unity is a worldwide ministry dedicated to the ongoing awareness of the Spirit within all. We invite you to consider our teachings wherever you may be on your spiritual journey. Keep what works for you and gently release the rest. We will now bless everyone who is connected here today. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ as you, just as you are. Amen.
Good morning. This morning, we have a few prayer requests that I want to share. One is for my friend Tara. You may have seen it in the news a couple of weeks back, that there was a home that had perished in fire and they had lost a few pets. And that was my friend Tara, and she is currently looking for her new home. And so I'd like us to hold that in prayer, affirming that she would find the perfect and right home for her and her family. We also want to hold Rosalie Whitbeck in prayer. Rosalie is Tamra's mother. Tamra, a new member at Unity. Woohoo! Her mother is having a procedure this morning at about 11 o'clock. So we're holding her pre-op prayer right now. And so as we move into our time of prayer this morning, I invite you to just bring a smile across your face. Just allowing that smile to inform this moment as we call upon the awareness of the presence of God. As we become deeper in our awareness, we know that the joy, the love, and all the infinite possibilities are available in this space. We affirm wisdom, skill, understanding, and faith for all of the medical professionals that are working this morning, in particular those serving Rosalie Wetbeck. We affirm in our hearts and minds the wisdom and imagination and perfect divine timing for a new home for our friend Tara. We hold in our conscious awareness those prayers that have been unspoken, knowing that even in those times of unspoken prayers, in the quiet, in the solitude, we don't have to utter a word. We simply hold the prayer, knowing that that presence and power of God that is within us, that was demonstrated in the life and teachings of Jesus, that power and presence of God changes our hearts, our minds. We are so very grateful in the name and the nature of the very Christ that we saw demonstrated within Jesus is within us now. We say together, and so it is. Amen.
I have hope when trouble comes my way. I have hope, yes. Spirit abides and stays. I have hope when things are not well with me. I have hope. It's a beautiful hope that sets me free. I have hope, although trouble sometimes presses the way. I have hope, since Spirit has come to stay. I have hope, yes, when things are not well with me. I have hope, a beautiful hope that sets me free. I have hope. It's a beautiful hope that sets me free.
As we begin our prayer, our affirmations and meditation today, I would like to remind you that you can pick up the Christmas of Light and Peace Advent booklet here today. And if you are homebound and would like one delivered to you, please reach out to us. As we hold our affirmations this morning, I invite you to speak them with me, and we'll repeat them. I am filled with joy. I am filled with wonder. I am filled with wonder. I experience joy. I experience joy. Hope is a natural expression in my life. Hope is a natural expression in my life. And I invite you to just take a deep breath as you repeat these after me one more time. I am filled with wonder. I am filled with wonder. I experience joy. I experience joy. Hope is a natural expression in my life. Hope is a natural expression in my life. And I invite you to close your eyes or soften your gaze. As you take in a deep breath, feeling the chair or the cushion that's supporting you. Allowing each breath and each moment of silence and peace within your body to deepen that relaxation that you feel. Allowing a warm and gentle heaviness to simply wash over your head and hair, down through your neck and over your shoulders, gently moving down the spine and into the hips, all the way down through the legs, knees, gently pulling at your feet, allowing your feet to be heavy. It's Christmas morning, or the first day you receive a gift. And there's this wonder and joy that comes across your face and in your body as your young heart and mind tries to imagine what might be there. I invite you to feel that anticipation, what it might be, what it might feel like if you were a kid again. Imagine how it felt that moment that you started seeing the twinkling lights on the houses next door. And that excitement and anticipation. It fills us with this idea of hope, hoping you'll receive that favored treat, hoping Grandma and Grandpa will be there, hoping you'll get to spend some time with the loved ones over break. I invite you to take a deep breath. And as you exhale, release any ideas that this isn't yours. This joy and anticipation is yours. You're allowed to have it. You're allowed to feel it. And as we get ever nearer to that perfectly wrapped gift, we remember, oh, it's only November 28th. And we have to wait. And I invite you to take another deep breath. And as you exhale, allow that joy, that hope and excitement to rise from deep within your heart. And we take another deep breath. And as we exhale, we imagine these words, I am filled with wonder. Another deep breath. And as we exhale, we imagine, I experience joy. And we affirm in this moment that hope is a natural expression in my life. And I invite you to take a deep breath. Exhale with a sigh. And imagine that moment again and again. That moment of a hope and anticipation, knowing that it's very near. And so it is.
I've seen the lightning flashing. I've heard the thunder roll. I've felt huge breakers dashing, bringing a sense of wonder to my soul. Then I've heard the voice of spirit telling me still keep on. For spirit lives in me and never leaves me, filling with hope and faith to rise on. No, never alone. Spirit drives me on. I have hope and faith to lead me eternally on. No, never alone. No, never alone. For spirit leads and guides me, leading and filling with hope and faith to press on.
So this morning is the first Sunday in Advent. Advent being that time of expectation, anticipation, the coming, right? We're waiting. And every year we light the candle for each Sunday on our Advent wreath. And this morning we are lighting a purple candle of hope. Thank you, Patty, for lighting that for us this morning. This candle of hope is the hope for what is coming in the promised King. The prophecy said that there would be a new king coming, that the Messiah would be coming. And so that's what we're anticipating, isn't it? This birth of the Christ, this birth of Jesus. And some Unity churches celebrate the season of Advent with the Advent candle, and some Unity churches don't. But y'all got me, and I love it. So, here we are in this time of anticipating the arrival, the newness, the opportunity of awakening in this Christ consciousness. And because Advent always falls in the month of December, we kind of skim over the power of life. That is one of the powers that Charles Fillmore identified as being the faculties, the spiritual faculties within each person. And so this year, as we go through Advent, we'll be looking at the power of life through the lens of each Advent Sunday. Now, because it's still in the power of release, we're in transition, aren't we? That's what we're always doing. We're always shifting and changing and moving through something different, aren't we? So this morning, we are looking at that power of release, of letting go of the way things are supposed to be, letting go of the way things have always been. And we're opening ourselves up to the arrival of something new. This new life. So isn't that how life occurs, is the release? We release something that no longer serves us to allow our space within our hearts, within our home. You clean out a closet, all of a sudden you found the perfect new outfit, right? I hear lots of ladies laughing. It's true. You release some old tools from your garage or your shed. Suddenly, that really cool lawnmower went on sale, right? We have to release things to allow the newness to come into our lives. So when we talk about the power of life, we are talking about this ability to maintain, to be in vitality and sustaining energy to make whole, and a generative skill, right? So that's the power of life, is this regeneration that we have within ourselves. Our bodies regenerate all the time without our knowing, right? We're constantly regenerating cells in our bodies. It just happens. Isn't that cool? That we can't stop the power of life, it's there. And so when we think about this, we know that this is a quickening within our hearts and our minds, our spiritual life. It's a quickening based in truth. So what is truth? Truth is our oneness with God. Truth is the law of mind action. Truth is that there is this humanity and divinity that's moving and breathing as each one of us, right? These are fundamental truths based in the principle that is God. And for those of you who like to dress in the powers, the power of life is red. So, as we talk about that this morning, of course, we are looking at the power of life through the lens of hope and faith. So hope Hope is the feeling of expectation or desire. It's this experience that we have within our hearts and minds, isn't it? How many times do you go to sleep at night and you hope you wake up the next day? I do. I do. I hope that when I wake in the morning, I can spring from bed, that I can greet the day with a smile. I hope that my son is in a good mood. I hope that the sun is shining, and that if it's raining, that it doesn't block my way. We are filled with hope even without thinking about it. Just as our lives, as our bodies are regenerating this power of life without thinking, we are filled with hope without consciously thinking. And then, of course, faith. Faith rises within us. And I love how Hebrews 11:1 is talking about faith. It says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So when we have hope for tomorrow, we too are filled with faith, aren't we? We're filled with faith that we will wake up tomorrow. We're filled with faith that tomorrow will greet us with things that we can handle, with experiences that we can move through with ease and grace. And if we can't, we have the wisdom, the power, and the will to move through them, right? We know that those things are available to us. So when we think about Advent itself, that arrival, that coming, Charles Fillmore called this the second coming, the discovery of the Christ within each one of us. So when I first came into Unity, and they talked about Christmas being this time where the Christ is born again within us, it took a lot for me to wrap my head around it. Anybody else feel that way? Yeah. Those of us who grew up in traditional Christian traditions, Jesus was always this baby out there. Jesus was always this being that was brought into the world, but not me. So then I think about this pregnancy, this thing that happens in the body where these cells are being regenerated and put together to create a whole person. And I remember while I was carrying my son, that true hope and anticipation. I could not wait to hear his voice. And I thought, well, that's not real relatable for half the people in the room. And I thought, I remember the first time that I woke up in the middle of the night with a picture in my mind. Now, my husband wakes up in the middle of the night with a tune in his mind. What is it that you receive? What are those inspirations that you have? So when this picture comes up in my mind, I know what it's supposed to look like. I know the end result. And there's a great deal of anticipation knowing that this is what it's going to look like. But I don't have the skill set yet to bring it into being, to manifest it in front of me, because I don't know how to paint. I don't know how to draw. So I begin learning, I begin exploring, right? Because I know that it's coming. This image that came up in my mind is the promise. It's the promise of what's coming forward for me. So we hone the skills, we begin building the tools, and all of a sudden, there's this image that I saw in my dream, this creative process that is life. So, since I can't bring this image, this art piece that came to my mind, into being like that, I know that there's this time of pregnancy, this time of creation, this time of gestation, right? Where things are being brought together. There's lots of chemicalizing that's happening within my heart and mind, bringing forward new ideas that I didn't understand, that are clashing with old ideas that don't feel right anymore, right? So as we're exploring this, and it's starting to build up all of these skills and opportunities within myself to create this outward picture, the whole time I am holding on to, with dear life sometimes, hope for the ability, and faith, knowing that I can. Have you had these experiences in your life where you knew what you were supposed to do, but you didn't know how? So we have these 5 different constructs of hope. 5 different ways that hope shows up in our lives. Hope shows up as will, as being inspired or having inspiration. That's that first aha moment, right? This is mine to do. That we have the will to live, to survive, to recover, to learn. We have all of these aspects of hope in the process of creation. We have hope as way, attached to something or someone. So this is a way of connecting in our hope. So sometimes it's a hope in our abilities to learn. Sometimes it's a hope in someone else's ability to support me, that I can ask for help safely. Mary didn't bring this child into the world all by herself, did she? No. So as we are in that creative process and holding steadfast to that hope, we are able to call upon the support of these wonderful, beautiful beings of love and light that surround us, our loved ones, our families, sometimes chosen families. Hope as wish. Man, I really wish I had a brand new car, right? That's a hope. I really hope I can get a new car. How many times have you seen something and said, "Oh, I hope this can happen"? It's a wish. It's that hope manifesting as wish. And it can be for others. I hope that my daughter gets the job she's looking to get. I hope that my brother meets a beautiful soulmate. So it's this wish. We use hope as a horizon, right? When I first found these constructs of hope, I said, hope as a horizon. And then I read this. It's an ability or willingness to see beyond the present circumstances. Because when you see the horizon, it just keeps going and going, doesn't it? When you've been on the beach, if you've been on the beach before and looked out at the ocean, there is no end, is there? It just keeps going. If you're in the flatlands in Kansas Driving down Highway 70 towards Colorado, you look out, and it's an endless view until you start seeing the mountains, which I thought were clouds that just didn't move the first time I went that way. It's a true story. So we see hope as being something on the horizon. We know it's coming. We know it's there. We know that if we just keep driving, we'll eventually hit the mountains, won't we? We'll eventually see those snow caps in the distance. And that is the faith that they're still there. They didn't get knocked over. So that horizon of hope is our introduction to the faith that we hold in what's true and what's there. And ultimately, the final part of faith, the final construct, is action. This is so similar to our 5 basic principles, isn't it? Knowing that there is this God that is good, everywhere present, this principle. And because God is good, we are good. We can have hope. And we think and we create our lives, and we hold prayers and meditation to stay focused on that creation. And finally, we take action. We hope in expression, even in the spite of the appearances. What does that sound like? Being able to see a situation, such as a house that burned down, and in spite of these circumstances, we hold hope. We know that a home is waiting, right? That is hope in action. Taking those moments to stop, to breathe, to affirm, and to know that it is good. So one of the things that we can do in our time of Advent, and many of you probably already have started, and that is that you write cards to one another, don't you? A lot of people send Christmas cards. It kind of went away when there was the advent, the coming of e-cards. And now people are starting to get back into Christmas cards, aren't they? It's fun getting something in the mail. But what I'd like to do this year, at the end of our Advent season, which will be on Christmas Eve this year, we will not be holding service on Christmas Day, which is Sunday. We will instead have a Christmas Eve service at 7:30. And the very beginning of that service will be a card exchange. But this isn't a thing where you write a card to every single person and hope they show up. No, this card is you writing a letter to that very small, beautiful child that is within you. That Christ child, the infant that came into the world as you did. You're writing a letter to yourself, but not the ego. You're not writing a letter to the one that drives your car and cooks your food. You're writing a letter to the one that inspires you. You're writing a letter to the one that is the basis, the foundation of your hope. That principle that is God. So I invite you to write a card, maybe make a card, make it very special. This is truly an opportunity for you to be in that creative flow of life through the Advent season. It doesn't have to be done this week. You've got 4 weeks to do this. I invite you to take it into meditation, take it into prayer. Connect with that very presence of the Christ that is within you right now. Listen, share, grow, heal, do all those wonderful things that happen in your spiritual goodness as you prepare to write this letter to the Christ child within you. I invite you to not address it. Don't write your name. Don't say, "Dear Sam." Rather, say, "Beautiful child." Say, "Dear one." Because what will happen is that card that you've written to this Christ child will be brought here and placed into a basket. And it will be like white elephant for cards, except you can't put them back or trade them. Because we each are connecting with that which makes us one. We are in oneness with God, and we are in oneness with one another through that very presence of the Christ. And so as I write my letter to my beautiful child, I too am writing it to Ginny's and Philip's and Chris's and yours. And so as we exchange these cards, we'll be able to start seeing the hope, the joy, the love, and the peace that is promised in this season of Advent. I can't wait. So who's up for it? I see some hands. Excellent. We'll be here Christmas Eve, 7:30, exchanging cards, singing, celebrating, and loving one another. We're looking forward to it. And so it is.
So we are certainly blessed here at Unity of Wichita by the music, the message, the meditation, and by love. If you're so inspired, please consider giving a tithe or an offering this morning. If you're here in the sanctuary with the ushers, please come forward. If you're at home online, go now to the chat box. There's a link to our donations page, to our PayPal account, and to our physical address, or bring it directly to the church Monday through Thursday, 9:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Whatever amount you're going to give, just hold it over your heart. Visualize your secure electronic tithe, and let's say our offering blessing together. Divine love flowing from me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, all that I receive, and I am grateful. Amen.
so much fun. Wonderful. That was so fun. I know some people just hate Christmas music. I just can't get enough of it. Don't you love it? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So this morning, as we receive our blessings and tithes, I invite you to bring forward into your own mind that give and take, that flow of generosity, knowing that as you receive and as you give, you are in that flow of energy that loves, graces, and supports the oneness that we are with one another. That these tithes and offerings go forward to support the mission of this community to inspire spiritual transformation. And we each are called to give of our talents, our times, and our treasure. We are so very grateful for all that we receive, and we give again and again. And in the name, the nature of the Christ that we are, we say together, and so it is. Amen. Well, good morning again. I want to thank everyone that was here for Thanksgiving, that helped with the Thanksgiving dinner this past week. We had 55 to 60 people here. It was delicious. It was wonderful. And we'll do it again next year. So just mark your calendar. It'll be fun. Come on up, Wayne.
Next year's Thanksgiving, is that hope or faith?
It's both.
Okay.
Because I know it's coming.
All right. Okay, Operation Holiday Collections Reminder. Based on looking in the boxes this morning, we seem to be doing pretty well with the donations. So we will deliver those tomorrow. And we've had a donation of gift cards as well, so thank you very much. Please continue. Marty Williams' annual Christmas tree raffle continues. Pauletta will be, there she is. Pauletta will be out in the gallery by the tree, providing tickets. $2 a ticket, 3 for $5. This Thursday at 6:30 p.m., we're having a congregational meeting which is entitled Future Now. Included in that meeting will be a deep dive into the church's financials. So please plan on attending so that you will hear it firsthand, the planning for the church, how we are doing financially. From that meeting Thursday, Joe Dunleavy and Jeff Dunnigan will be creating a visioning group to look at the future of Unity of Wichita. So if you would like to be included in that visioning group, that is another reason for you to be here Thursday evening at 6:30 p.m. December 18th. In addition to the drawing for Marty's Christmas tree, there will be a craft sale / bazaar. Please bring items to donate to the sale no later than December 14th. As mentioned last week, we are having 2 parents' nights out during the vacation season, one on December 17th, the other on December 29th. And we need helpers to invite families, share flyers, and serve during those events. So I think sometime in the next week, there may be sign-up sheets created where folks can provide their name and desire to help. On 2 weeks from today, on December 11th, we will have a town hall meeting with Reverend Cynthia Levesque. As has mentioned before, Reverend Levesque is Sam's mentor in the field ministerial program. So in an effort to get to know the congregation, we are having a town hall meeting now, remembering, of course, that Reverend Levesque resides in Hawaii. That town hall meeting will be via Zoom because we're not going to rent a plane and go there. And at this point in time, she isn't due to, I know, Paulette, I'm sorry.
But we can hope. We can hope that one day, we'll go to Hawaii with Unity
Well,
of
yeah,
Wichita.
we can all hope for that. So, following service 2 weeks from today, we will have a Zoom town hall meeting with Reverend Levesque, so please plan to stay and attend. That's all I have.
Thank you very
Am I reading
much.
this morning or not?
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
We're looking forward to it. We've been holding faith, knowing that it's coming.
oh boy. Okay. Since the dust is settled from the elections a few weeks ago, I thought in certain ways this one might be appropriate. A minister and a senator arrived at the pearly gates at the same time. And being a humble fellow, the minister motioned for the senator to speak with St. Peter first. Senator, we've been expecting you. Welcome. Please step into this limo. It will take you to the finest mansion that we have. Next, the minister approached. Hello, Pastor. St. Peter welcomed him. Here comes a shuttle bus to take you to your economy suite. Wait a minute, the minister was mystified. I have served the Lord faithfully for many years. An economy suite is my reward? St. Peter smiled as he replied, well, we get ministers up here regularly, but this is the first senator we've ever had.
Thank you, Wayne. So, as we rise to gather together to connect with one another in our closing, I invite you to remember the gratitude board that Pauletta set up. If you would like to print some small pictures or share some more items of gratitude, pin them on the bulletin board in the hallway. If you're watching online, put them in the comments and we'll put something together to share. So as we link together to share in our prayer of protection, either by holding hands or just connecting, however you're comfortable, let us pray together. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be with God as our Creator, loved ones all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Begin with me, let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this